This a lot with parents in the parent toddler classes that I work with, where they're like, I just can't wait till they're old enough to tell me what it is, to tell me what's wrong, or to tell me what they want. And I often say, well, I have good news and bad news for you. Like, yes, one day they will be able to tell you lots of things, lots and lots of things about like Legos and unicorns and dinosaurs and all those things. But they still might not be able to tell you how they're feeling, because when we're feeling a lot, it shuts down the part of our brain that thinks and talks. And I know lots of adults that can't tell you what they're feeling either. So it is helpful to be able, I think, in sort of from a postvention place, when kids have meltdowns or tantrums, to go, oh wow, what just happened? Oh, that was so yucky. But in the midst of it, in the thick of it, it's really hard to put words on it. And as Michaeleen, as you illustrate so beautifully in the book, that adding words, adding talk in the midst of a tantrum is like throwing gasoline on a fire, because all that talking is energy and it's adding more intensity to that moment. In a way, what helps most in the moment, in the deepest, most intense moment of the roller coaster, when you're right at the top, I think of it more like lion taming than like discussing. Where if you think about a lion tamer, they are moving very slowly, and they don't want to move quickly or do anything to activate or enrage the lion. They want to pacify the lion with their whole body and their whole way of being. Um, and then after the lion is tamed, okay, then we can talk with the lion. Be like, hey lion, what happened? Were you hungry, angry, lonely, tired? Oh, I think it was this. Oftentimes I find that we may know more, we may have better guesses than the kids do after the fact. But as my mentor Diane Reynolds, who's a longtime family therapist here in Santa Monica, says, there's been this like decades long download about talking to your kids about feelings, and it backfires massively in the middle of a tantrum because the language centers of the brain are offline, and it just sounds like wah 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 wah, and it makes the Hulk want to smash everything. um, Her whole take is, sure, talk about feelings later. Maybe during the tantrum you can do some light touch talking about what you wanted and what you needed, but the less talking the better. And then you can have the sort of redux Monday morning quarterbacking version of, what happened? That was so hard. What can we do next time?